I'm going to say something that might hurt your feelings, but it's going to change your life. You don't like structure because you most likely grew up in survival mode. So you constantly starting stuff and stopping. You have all these unfinished projects because what you don't understand is that everything that you go after is going to require structure, and it's going to have a technical part of it that you have to master in order to combine it with your creative ability and your God-given gift. It's not just about your God-given gift. It's also about learning the principle of things and being able to take constructive criticism, being able to know what structure is and how to apply it. What survival mode does to you is cause you to work alone. You can figure things out better alone than you can with a group of people because you are surviving. So you know how to move things around within yourself. You don't have to include nobody else, and you much rather not because you know that comes with you having to stop and pause and consider, and you don't want to do that. You used to just having things your way for the sake of surviving, right? So when it comes to you being in a position to where you now have to lean on people and you have to learn structure, you have to learn the technical part of things, and then combine that with your gift, the fact that you've been able to survive as long, get through what you get through, that's a gift. You get what I'm saying? You are creative. You are innovative. That is a gift from God. Our environments just made us use our gifts in a way that did not always serve us. Didn't mean that we wasn't gifted. It just meant that we were given circumstances that didn't truly enhance those gifts in the proper way. So now we're in a position in life where our resources look different, where our knowledge, our exposure to the wisdom that we have is different. Our relationship with God is different. So now we're starting to see, I can use my innovation in this way. I don't have to use it in a way that's detrimental to myself in the future, just to serve me right now and what I'm trying to get through currently. So now that you're stepping out and you're trying to use your innovation in a way that does not look like the ways that you've been using it. You stepping outside that lifestyle. You're not trying to go that direction no more. You're trying to do something new. You are driving yourself crazy because you never knew how to truly implement structure. The way that you went about things, it wasn't no structure to it. It was quite random. You get what I'm saying? But things just worked out for you because favor was on you. You had the gift of gab. You knew how to finesse. You were relentless in your pursuit of that. You get what I'm saying? So it was working for you. But now with what you are believing for and how big and important and impactful that thing is, it can't work like that no more. So you keep trying to do things in the same way and it's not working for you no more. You keep trying to go in that same direction and you're starting and stopping. You have so many unfinished projects because you're trying to go about it in a way that no longer serves you. God's trying to challenge you so that he can increase your capacity. You keep praying, God, give me more. God, increase my territory. God, do this. He can't do that if you won't let him increase your capacity. You have to learn how to get structured. So now that you're stepping out to be innovative in a different way, you're learning how to implement structure with technicality, principle, and your creative ability, your God-given gifts. It's not one living without the other. It's all cohesive. Let me tell you something. We've been taught that structure is okay. You get a car, you get a house, you got a career, you got constant money flowing in, whatever. But structure is being able to take constructive criticism and apply it without being in your feelings. Structure is being able to have balanced relationships, personal and business wise. Okay, structure is being able to process things mentally to the point where you don't think somebody trying you. I'm an artist. God has called me to the music industry. Okay, so I thought making music is like, okay, I'm making music on like GarageBand and stuff like that, and I do my own thing and I just flow and I go on about my way. It'd be real Jay Dilla-ish. You get what I'm saying? I do my own thing. I'm starting new trends. But then I get into the space where I'm working with other creatives and people who are on a higher level professionally, right? They like count to 16 in your head and you sing at the 16 mark and then you do this and we break this down as a hook, as a verse. I don't work like that. But that structure, that's technicality that is required in order to prosper in this industry. Doesn't mean that you can't be creative. Doesn't mean that you can't still be free flowing. Doesn't mean that you can't still be you. But it just means that you have to combine all of those so that you can operate at your highest level so that your capacity can increase as well as your quality, right? So in life, when you get used to operating in an unstructured way, especially because you came from survival mode and you never really had stability, that transfers into everything. It transfers into your personal relationships. It transfers into the way that you operate when it comes to work, when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to everything. So you thinking like, oh yeah, when I get the house, when I get the car, I get this and that, I'm structured, I'm stable. You're actually not. You can have the car, the house, the money, and you still be completely unstable in all your ways because you don't even know how to apply certain things technically to your life to make it balance. And you don't trust nobody. That's a whole nother thing that I've been learning about myself. You don't trust nobody. So if you're in a space where you don't even know how to have structure or stability in certain areas, and you think that it's only the house, the car, the money, you'll focus on that, and you won't even be able to keep solid relationships or a solid thing going in your life. You'll always forever be starting over because you think structure is just the physical things like money, cars, and the house, when it's your processing system. It's how you treat your relationships. It's how you handle your business. It's how you have conversations. And a lot of that comes with trust. So if you can't even trust your mental processing system, you're not going to trust nothing. You're not going to be able to have no type of structure in your life. So it's like you have to get to a position in your mind where you begin to perceive things differently and look and embrace structure in your life fully. Because if you don't embrace it because you're used to operating in the way that you want to operate, you're going to self-sabotage yourself out of a lot of opportunities and situations because you're used to looking at things from a one-sided lens. You're used to being like, oh, I can start over. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm used to doing it, so I'm just going to go somewhere where I'm comfortable and I can do it this way. And ultimately, that's not going to be what you need. It's not going to be a answer to your prayer. It's going to be an answer to your emotions. It's going to be an answer to keeping you stagnant. It's going to be an answer to keeping you in delay. But it's not going to be an answer to your prayer because you're praying for your capacity to increase. But in order for your capacity to increase, you have to have structure. You have to know the principle of things. And you have to be able to combine technicality with your creative ability and who you naturally are. So I understand that you're used to doing things your own way, but if you want to continue to be in your way, then continue to do it your way. Continue to have it your way, okay? Continue to be Burger King if that's what you want to do. But if you really want your prayers answered and you want to see it come to fruition tangibly in your life, you're going to have to shift your perspective on how you do things and be open to constructive criticism. And a lot of the time, like when you don't want to be, because I be struggling sometimes with pride. Like I don't want to be embarrassed. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up. I don't like looking crazy, but you have to embrace that in your life when you're learning new things, especially when it comes to you embracing structure and gaining a new perspective on life so that you can be structured in all areas of your life, not just the material areas. You get what I'm saying? So you're going to have to step outside of your pride, because a lot of that be pride. The fact that you can't take constructive criticism. The fact that when you mess up, it's like, oh, I'm just going to start over and run away. I ain't doing this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. But it's like, a lot of that is pride. A lot of that is ego. So you have to be able to step outside of that and push that to the back of you to say, you know what, like, whatever it takes for me to gain structure in my life, I'm going to have to place myself in uncomfortable positions and know that it's not a slight to me for me not to be perfect. Because when you come from no structure and survival mode, you're constantly auditioning to be perfect, especially in your environments. Like you just want to be the best possible. You want to get out of your situation. You want to be at the highest point. So it's like when you get to the point where you don't feel like you're at your highest and you're not understanding things not clicking, that pride and that ego kick in to be like, I'm out. I'm going to escape. I'm going to start over. And you have to get out of that perspective or you'll continue to stay in your own way and re-enter that cycle that you're begging to get out of.